exactly is Jaehyung's ex? And is Won Gyu about to lose his mind over a new catfish? Let's unpack the latest rumors and break down everything that went down in episode 8. Is the criticism toward Won Gyu fair? And can we finally decode the confusing behavior of Baekhyun and Yoosik? Stay until the end to hear why fans are literally begging for all the women to leave this house single, because this season just became a masterclass in what not to do in relationships. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'm Jenny, your dating show analyst. Rumor about the new catfish, Jaehyung. Before we dive into the chaos, let's talk about the transfer contestant who has everyone shocked, Jaehyung. Apparently, Jaehyung and Yoon are exes, and they are basically first love energy personified. They met at 17 in high school and reconnected after 10 years apart. But here's where it gets spicy. Rumors claim they only dated for 3 months, but sources close to them say that's completely false. Their transition from friends to lovers supposedly took at least a year, and they were the power couple back in school. As of early 2025, Jaehyung was reportedly working at his mom's fried dough and toast shop near Myeongduk Girls High School, and female students were literally lining up just to see him. And rumor has it there's not just one, but 2 new catfish entering the show, 1 male and 1 female. Word on the street is that the female catfish will choose Yoosik, which means Minkyung's stress levels are about to skyrocket, while the male catfish will go for Jiyeon. In the next episode, Won Gyu supposedly loses it watching Jaehyun in a white cardigan go on a date with Jaehyung. Won Gyu and Jihyun, the toxic ex who can't stand seeing her move on. Last week, Won Gyu was everyone's favorite. This week, he's the main target of criticism after how he handled his breakup with Jaehyun. His lowlights this episode include telling his unemployed ex, "My friend's wife opened a clinic," while Jaehyun herself was between jobs. To make it worse, Jaehyun was struggling mentally and professionally, and instead of supporting her, Won Gyu complained that she was too negative and quietly ghosted her. One top comment pointed out that his line, "I liked your positive personality, but lately you've been whining and negative," might actually be the most toxic thing he's said. Someone even called him a true immature INTJ, and honestly, the label fits. Reddit psychologists broke it down perfectly. Couples in different life stages need honest communication, not avoidance. Jihyun's now dealing with self-esteem issues tied directly to how he made her feel, not good enough, and fans are fully in their protective era. But here's where it gets juicy. Despite all his bad behavior, Won Gyu is still clearly hung up on her. The flashback showed they were that couple who matched each other's freak, and now that Jihyun might be interested in someone else, like Yoosik, it's eating him alive. So how is Jihyun doing right now? She seems to be leaning towards something new with Yoosik. However, if Yoosik gets back together with Minkyung or shows interest in a new catfish, Jihyun will almost certainly spiral into a negative mindset and could easily fall back into things with Won Gyu. Looking at their past, it's clear these two had a rare connection. Won Gyu's playful, childlike personality doesn't really click with someone like Minkyung or Jiyeon. Their breakup happened when Jihyun's career was unstable, but that's no longer the case. Now, Won Gyu seems to realize how compatible they actually were, and he's full of regret. So I'm inclined to believe the rumor that this couple might actually get back together. Baekhyun and Hyun Ji, the 3 a.m. waiting game no one asked for. Baekhyun is living in his own little world, and Hyun Ji is exhausted. This man left her waiting at 3 a.m. because he couldn't come up with an excuse to sneak out and meet her. Hyun Ji is getting backlash too, for crying too much over someone she broke up with 5 years ago. But honestly, she shines brighter when she's not around Baekhyun. When they're together, it feels like they just drag out the worst parts of each other. Meanwhile, Baekhyun has been having genuinely cute moments with Yoon, and fans are starting to root for him to explore something new. His decision not to call Yoon during the anonymous call segment was actually reasonable. The cast often calls people they've had fewer interactions with to get to know them better, so not calling doesn't necessarily mean disinterest. Woojin and Jiyeon, the sorry text that meant nothing. Woojin finally sent Jiyeon an apology text, and the timing couldn't be more ironic. This man clearly got dumped, joined the show to win her back, and then did absolutely nothing. He's just as stuck as Won Gyu, maybe even worse. His apology clearly moved Jiyeon. You could see it in her tears, but it didn't actually change anything. Given the short time they've spent in the house, and the fact that his heartbreak is still fresh, it's understandable that Woojin hasn't developed feelings for anyone else. Still, rumors say he'll have more screen time in the second half of the show. Let's wait and see. Yoosik and Minkyung, the avoidant king and the girl who's stress sleeping. If you thought the other guys were bad, Yoosik is speedrunning the emotionally unavailable X arc. He's still too immature and avoids any real emotional confrontation. He claims he wants to reunite with Minkyung, but then ignores her completely. Make it make sense. What truly broke viewers' hearts was Minkyung sleep-talking. One top comment said, "It broke my heart when I saw Minkyung sleep-talking." Imagine how much she's holding in. This woman is literally processing her stress and emotions in her sleep because Yoosik refuses to give her clarity while she's awake. The difference between her efforts to communicate and his avoidance is painful to watch. And here comes the twist. Rumors say the female Catfish has her eyes on Yoosik. If that's true, Minkyung's about to get a front row seat to another woman chasing the man who can't even give her the time of day. The dopamine spike from that chaos? It's going to be wild. It honestly feels like the more Minkyung tries to act cheerful, the more Yoosik assumes she's moved on and the more he distances himself. If she ever broke down or showed sadness, I think he might finally act like he cares. Final thoughts. The men are struggling, the women are thriving. Despite the frustration of only getting one episode a week, again, everyone agrees this is the best season yet. The casting director deserves a raise because this drama is premium. Unlike previous seasons where the huge houses kept exes apart, this setup forces interaction, sneaky conversations, and maximum chaos. And those multi-party phone calls where people can just listen in? Chef's kiss for drama content. So far this season, most of the relationship issues seem to come from the men. They're the ones who can't let go, while the women are the ones determined to move forward. Maybe that's why the guys seem so passive when it comes to asking other women out. What do you think? Does Won Gyu deserve a redemption arc? Or should Jaehyung run toward literally anyone else? Should Woojin just go home at this point? And will Yoosik finally change once Minkyung explodes on him in the next episode? Drop your predictions below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It really helps keep me going.